Florence walked through the bush for 2 days in South Sudan in these sandals to get to the safety of this refugee camp in Uganda. She told us that was after 5 government soldiers gang raped her along with 4 other women. We've changed her name and hidden her face.
My husband was following a short distance behind us. When he came and found these men on me, he told them to stop. They grabbed him immediately and killed him with a knife.
We heard many similar stories from the people in the camps, men tortured or killed, and women gang raped by government soldiers who told them all ethnic groups other than theirs should leave South Sudan. People in this tent have all arrived within the last couple of days. They're waiting to be registered. The UN says more than 1 million have arrived here in Uganda since the conflict began. And health workers here say they think there are very many among them who've survived sexual violence. But they think just a fraction of them are coming forwards. In recent weeks, opposition troops have fought government forces near the border with Uganda. But ever since the conflict began in 2013, rights groups say sexual violence has been a widely used weapon by both sides. Amnesty International says thousands of women, girls and some men are victims. A UN report last year said 70% of women in the camps around the capital Juba have been raped. The spokesman for the government forces told us soldiers who rape are punished, and he questioned what we'd been told in the camps.
How do we substantiate those claims to know for sure that they are not made up without someone coming forward to authority? These are claims that are being made in the refugee camps. How do we get convinced that they are not being told to say weird things about SPLA?
Opposition forces have been accused of sexual violence too, but the majority of allegations have been of sexual violence by government soldiers. Ken Scott's a war crimes prosecutor who's worked on tribunals for many conflicts. He investigated South Sudan's conflict for the UN. He says the sexual violence is the worst he's ever known.
It's at such a high level of incidence, widespread, been going on for a substantial period of time, not as isolated incidents. You know, one can only conclude that war crimes involving sexual violence are taking place.
Back in the camps, Mary, not her real name, says she wants justice but doesn't expect it. She says she was raped by 3 soldiers. They found her fleeing with her husband, killed him and threw her baby in a bush.
They tied a blindfold on my face. They took all my possessions and stripped me. 3 of them were all on me. After, I grabbed my baby and left. I was naked. Now I have nothing.
Malcom, Webb, Al Jazeera, West Nile, Uganda.